Hi, Jim Van Zant, one of the pastors here, Carlisle United Methodist Church, Sermon in 3 Minutes. Thanks for tuning in. You've probably heard of Barrow, Alaska. I doubt that you've probably been there. It's pretty far high up over the Arctic Circle. It earns a distinction as the darkest place in the United States for this reason alone. When the sun sets on November the 18th each year, it doesn't rise again until January the 24th. That's 65 days of darkness there. But when the sun rises on January the 24th, you can bet it's a day of celebration. And I think of those words of the prophet Isaiah, who says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come." What a more appropriate words could there be for Barrow, Alaska? You know, we're in the church season of Epiphany, and the Epiphany means the unveiling or the revealing. And there are two foundational stories for that church season. And the first one is the story of the wise men. As they follow the star, they see this celestial epiphany, and they follow the star to find baby Jesus. And the second story used in Epiphany is the story of the baptism of Jesus. Seems a little out of place, doesn't quite fit with the wise men story, to be sure. And you might ask, well, why the story of the baptism of Jesus? Well, it's pretty simple. It's one of only 3 places in the New Testament that the voice of God is audibly heard. There are 3 times the voice of God is heard in the New Testament, and all 3 times God says the same thing. This is my beloved Son, in whom I'm well pleased. And so those words are heard at the baptism of Jesus. And what more confirmation can there be that this Jesus, born at Christmas time, the incarnation, this Jesus really is the Son of God? And that's the Epiphany moment that you and I are to make. That's what the church season is about, convincing us of this Epiphany. You know, the word epiphany has crept into our common language. We do talk about having an epiphany moment, a moment of sudden clarity when the clouds part and the sun shines once again. I know I've had many epiphanies in my life, some as simple as in 8th grade when I suddenly understood algebra, to something far more important than that. And that epiphanal moment in my life when I understood that God really did love me, little old me, warts and all, failures, mistakes, and all. God did love me. What an epiphanal moment that changed my life. And that's what those moments can do in our lives. And that's what the church wants us to have in our lives, epiphanal moments with those things with regard to faith, God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, the church. I hope sometime during this year, you may have many epiphanal moments about faith, God, Jesus, the church, the Holy Spirit, and understand that God really does love you just the way you are. You're acceptable to Him just the way you are, and He wants to give unto you all the benefits that He gave His own Son, Jesus. He asks only that you just accept it. That may be an epiphany for some people. I hope it's not. But if it needs to be an epiphany moment for you to understand that, then I hope truly that does happen to you. And by the way, don't feel sorry for the folks of Barrow, Alaska, because when the sun rises on the 24th, on May 10th, the sun never sets and doesn't set until August the 2nd. A whole summer of sunlight. That's why it's called the land of the midnight sun. May this year be a year of the midnight sun for you. May you always live in the sunshine of God's love through His Son, Jesus. Thanks for tuning in. Sermon in 3 Minutes.